Hey, welcome back to the channel.
Oh god, it's happening again.
What?
We're back for another video.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about pineapples. And not just any pineapples, but the kind of pineapples that you would find on cruises.
The kind that makes you go.
Actually, we're also going to be talking about swingers. What do swingers and pineapples have in common, you think?
We're going to try our best not to be judgmental because everyone has their own life choices, but
yeah, it's a free country.
You have to remember, like, this is a new thing that we're just discussing today for the first time. I've never even given any thought about, so try not to be too harsh because we're just discussing it.
Like, so being the type of person I am, I like free liberty, and as long as it doesn't hurt other people, I don't really care. But there's some interesting stuff, like as far as news and current events are concerned in relation to pineapples that I think you guys are going to find interesting. So before we get into the main story, let's talk about where swingers came from and what it originally means. So the noun swinger, per Google, a lively and fashionable person who goes to a lot of social events. One of the oldest swingers in town. Informal, a person who engages in group fun activities or the swapping of partners in those activities.
I saw that earlier too, and I was like, we're gonna have to find a creative way to say that. When you talk about swingers out on a night of the town, that's the old one. That's the one where you're going swing dancing. That's the fun one from the 40s or 30s. I'm not sure.
The etymology of the word swinger is apparently Dutch in origin, interestingly enough.
Schommelen.
Oh, all right, so check this out. There's a page called The Liberated Christians out of Phoenix, Arizona.
That sounds like an odd name.
History and definitions of swinging, which is couples only. The history of the word swinging is that it was previously called wife swapping, but wife swappers needed an easier name to describe the activity. As wife swapping gained popularity and media attention in the 1950s, the activity was changed to swinging, and more recently, the lifestyle. So by saying you're a single swinger, you're saying you are a single wife swapper, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Swinging has its roots from U.S. Air Force fighter pilots during World War II. Huh.
Damn, y'all were getting bored with each other's significant others back then?
That's interesting. These men were wealthy enough to move their wives close to base, and the fact that their fatality rate was the highest of any branch of service led to an unusual social milieu in which non-monogamy between these pilots' wives and other pilots became acceptable. These arrangements persisted near Air Force bases throughout World War II and into the Korean War. I'm not so sure that's true.
If it is, I'm very curious as to what makes you guys want to do such a thing.
I feel like that's something that might be speculation. By the time the Korean War ended, these groups had spread from the bases to the nearby suburbs. The media picked up on them in 1957 and promptly dubbed the phenomenon wife swapping. Supposedly there were also key clubs where husbands reportedly tossed their house keys into a pile in the center of the room where they were drawn at random by the wives. The owner of a selected key was the partner for the evening for that wife.
Ew.
What?
If you do that, now I'm judging you.
I guarantee this is still a thing I know it's a thing on military installations, although I don't know any personally because I'm not involved in that. Swinging has always been about couples. Every national swing convention in the U.S.
I bet it's not for swings like playground.
Okay, so I think they're thinking swing dancing.
I hope so.
Probably not going to find that stuff just from Googling, I guess. I mean, maybe you could if you were really looking for it. I don't know. I'm sure that the FBI is looking at my phone now like, hey, what are you doing? Huh?
No, probably not. Not that deep. I mean, you're not looking at like
crazy stuff,
the dark web or anything.
We're gonna get back to the main point of this, which is Carnival Cruises banned pineapples on their cruise lines. Carnival bans upside down pineapple decorations. Carnival Cruise Line has banned upside down pineapple decorations as awareness of its secret meaning continues to spread. According to Cruise Hive, passengers on cruises have long enjoyed decorating their stateroom with whiteboards, theme designs, and magnets. While an enjoyable way to celebrate on the first day of a cruise, unique decorations can also make finding your room a little easier. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you guys don't know, Carnival is like the party cruise line.
Carnival Cruise is like the Walmart of cruises, though, isn't it?
Well, okay, so a lot of the stereotype is that it is like the Walmart of cruises. I want to say it's the cheapest. I went on one in 2016 with some Marine buddies of mine when I was in, and it was pretty cheap. But Royal Caribbean is like the giant ones. Those are the biggest ships in the world. And then Disney is the ones where it's obviously Disney. It's family friendly, so it's like for kids and stuff. And then if Royal Caribbean's like the family one, because it's got some bars, it's got some nightclubs, it's not all, all kids, then Carnival is like the crazy one.
I've heard Carnival's like kind of gross though.
I believe that it is gross.
I've never been on a cruise. I've never had any interest in going on a cruise. If I'm going to go travel somewhere, I'll just rent a car or like rent a boat.
I have a fun activity for everyone at home that's never been on a cruise. If you've never been on one and you want to know what it's like, go to your local Golden Corral and put that on the water.
Golden Corral. That makes sense.
It's a floating golden corral. That sounds about right. That's what it is.
Carnival is taking a closer look at one theme that has a very specific meaning in certain circles. Upside down pineapples. Dun, dun, dun!
Jesus Christ.
A frequent cruiser who was interested in meeting someone special during a trip recently wrote to Carnival brand ambassador John Hald, asking him about the possibility of adding a singles cruise to the Carnival Hub app. The person said, please can Carnival have an addition to their app that will give the opportunity for single cruisers to meet? The woman asked per Cruise Hive. Hald responded to the request, telling the woman that the company had previously offered singles cruises, but had phased them out. Why would you phase out singles cruises? Like, that's actually not a bad idea, because like if you want to like go out there and everyone's single, then it's less likely that you're going to have a whole bunch of people that are like screwing around and doing gross stuff.
I've had some very weird experiences with friends of mine being on cruises, and when I was on a cruise, and a singles cruise sounds to me like it would do the best, because I remember me and my buddies went on that cruise in 2016, and God, I was 23 or something. I don't know. We went thinking like, oh, we'll go pick up some chicks or at least talk to some girls or something like that, as did all my friends in college since then who've always gone on one. And it seems to be a renowned thing that it is rare, it is seldom that you go on these things and you actually end up talking with someone, or even more than that, sleeping with somebody. It's actually like very difficult, because it seems like a lot of people go together like as a couple, which is probably why the swinging stuff is so popular, which actually leads me to believe that the same thing is going to happen that when OnlyFans banned they're going to be like, oh God, there goes a lot of our revenue. We got to bring that back.
Years ago, we used to have a singles meet and greet, a proper icebreaker with the entertainment staff there to host it. Over the years, we have, for whatever reason, slip away. Then he asked other Carnival cruisers in the comments how they met someone special during a cruise. And then somebody said, upside down pineapple on your door will do the trick. According to Cruise Hive, upside down pineapples posted on doors can indicate that the individuals inside the stateroom are open to the idea of swinging or partner swapping. Responding quickly to the suggestion, Held said that such decorations would not be permitted on Carnival cruises and removed if noticed. Thank you for mentioning that. Those are definitely no longer allowed on the ships, and they will be removed from any cabin door. Thank you for reminding me to mention that.
They're just gonna think of something else.
Wow, sounds like somebody's the fun police.
They're just gonna come up with something else anyways. Next is gonna be like an upside down banana or something. Well,
yeah, because people are gonna find a way. They're gonna just figure something else out. They're gonna be like, well, I guess I'm just gonna slap
just a note that says, please knock.
Or no, they'll probably try to pick some other different type of food. They'll probably find something that's like common.
Or more than likely, here's my money.
Or beads.
They'll wear it because they can't tell you, hey, take that off. They can say, take it off their door. They can't say, take it off your body. So they could be like, oh, it's a little pin for my suit.
Oh, a pineapple. Well, that's the problem, is now pineapples have they're known for that. Commenters noticed that they'd seen pineapple decorations right side up, upside down, and sideways, with Cruise Hive reporting that enforcement of the ban appears to be lax at this time. Okay, so they haven't quite gotten around to enforcing it, because like, what are you gonna do? You walk around the entire ship and remove all of the pineapples from everywhere? I mean, as long as you don't serve it.
Here's our pineapple confiscation room in here, and it's just like opens the door and they just tumble out into the hallway.
Cruise Hive noted other symbols like pink flamingos, unicorns, garden gnomes, and other symbols with secret meanings that may also be prohibited. So it sounds like people have already figured it out. They're like, yep, we're gonna go ahead and replace this thing with some other thing to make sure that the other swangers on here know, hey, you like green tomatoes? I like green tomatoes.
Do you like them fried?
You like, knock on our door if you like fried green tomatoes.
You can't stop people from doing what they want to do. You can only bitch about it.
Carnival's decision to crack down on the upside down pineapple is likely due to the company wanting to align itself with a family-friendly image and create a comfortable environment for all passengers. passengers. That's fair, because I mean, like you were saying, Carnival Cruise is not really associated with kid stuff. Like Disney cruises are associated with like kid-friendly stuff, kid-friendly events, things that are like kind of kid-centric that you can take your kid. Like the adults can have fun too, but it's like kid-centric, family-centric. Whereas Carnival Cruise kind of has a reputation for being like young adults or middle-aged folks that are just trying to get a cheap vacation without having to worry about scheduling all the different stuff involved in it.
It certainly seemed that way. It was a weird time. That was a very weird vacation. I don't think I would ever go on one again, at least not on that particular cruise line.
Carnival cruises are permitted to decorate the doors of their staterooms as long as all Carnival Cruise guidelines for safety are followed. So for example, all decorations must be fire retardant. Fire retardant, meaning that they can't be burned, or they're at least fire resistant. They said that they may only be attached to the door and cannot include adhesives that could potentially damage the door's finish.
Seems like a strange thing to just go out and enforce. You're enforcing adults on how they have fun. Doesn't seem like something that you'd be able to just do easily.
Yeah, so anyway, according to the Southampton Cruise Center, when Hawaii first created the upside-down pineapple cake to serve when guests came to visit, so it became a symbol of hospitality in the country. Pineapples were also considered an affluent fruit, and they were often used as centerpieces for dinner parties, and then swingers adopted this symbol, accommodating others to join their lifestyle. So the upside-down pineapple has become an iconic symbol of swinging since its rise to fame as part of the swinger culture in colonial America. But how and when did this happen? The fruit has been cultivated and consumed worldwide since the 16th century and was first introduced to Europe by Spanish explorers. In the following centuries, the pineapple became one of the most popular fruits in the world and was consumed by cultures all over the globe. However, it wasn't until the 13 colonies of America were formed that it became known and gained special meaning for members of the swinger community. The Portuguese first wrote about cultivating the pineapple that they found in Brazil in 1502. And then by the 1700s, the pineapple became a symbol of colonial wealth and exotic acquisition. After it reached the American colonies, the meaning and look attracted another group.
Your phone is going to start giving you some weird ads after this.
Now I'm about to have some really weird ads because of looking this stuff up. For many swingers, the pineapple's become more than a symbol. It's become a reminder of their freedom and exploration, an invitation to embrace new experiences and new connections. In essence, it is a reminder that pleasure is just around the corner and that all you need to do is reach for it. That's a little strange. That's a little weird thing. Well, anyway, pineapples are henceforth banned from Carnival cruises, and I'm sure that all the other cruise lines are definitely tracking that this is a thing, and they're probably going to follow suit and ban it as well.
They're probably going to do that. I don't see them allowing it, especially on the other cruise lines if Carnival says no. I mean,
I don't think that they want their cruise lines to be known for that kind of that lewd behavior. So swinging's always been kind of a taboo thing in general because definitely not traditional, and I would venture to say it's super anti-religious in a way because anybody that practices religion in any type of significant way across all religions,
its traditional roots, yeah, definitely. Either way, again, we're not judging people, but hey,
like to each their own. Like it's a free country. Like I don't want the government to tell you you can or can't do something. A private company can tell you like you can or can't do something. If they're like, hey, we don't want that to be associated with our company, like I get it, but it is what it is. People are free to do what they want. That's part of being an American is freedom to that. Well, that's one small part of being American. Is you have the freedom to be a swinger or not be a swinger. It's up to you. Like no one cares.
You know, it'd be fun because I don't know. I think I only met like one or two people ever in my life that were into it. What would be really fun is if you are one, let us know about it in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on this particular thing with the carnival thing, if it even impacts you.
If your excuse is I like a do da cha cha, yeah, that's not a good enough excuse.
I mean, I guess whatever.
Anyway, that's why pineapples represent swinging and why they're being banned on Carnival Cruise Line. So anyway, we'll see you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye.